Doomsday's cast is literally everyone except Wolverine. And you know, Marvel said that on stage, and then Hugh Jackman crashed the party anyway. This past weekend, Marvel didn't drop one trailer. They dropped 3 separate signals in under 48 hours, you know. There was Doomsday, there was VisionQuest, and then there's X-Men cast reveal, like all landed back to back at D23. And you know, none of those are like separate stories, right? And here's why. So let's start with the one that broke the internet first. And this new special looks like opens with like Sue Storm warning the team about what's coming, right? Reed Richards confronts Doom face to face, and then Thor swings Stormbreaker at full power. Everything he's got, right? And basically nothing happens. Doom just stands there and raises an entire army of Sentinels like it costs them nothing, And sit there for a second, right? Marvel has spent years getting dragged online for weak, disposable villains, right? It was Kang, Kang's dynasty that's gonna happen. Like Kang got recast like mid-saga. Every biggest threat in the universe, like multiverse, keep turning out to be smaller than one before it. So this time they didn't just cast a great actor and hope that hype would hold. They just used the marketing itself to prove the threat before you even bought a single ticket. And this is already the second Doomsday trailer in under a month, which almost never happens this far from release. And the trailer ends with one line on screen, right? 12/18/26 is Doomsday, December 18th, right? With Secret Wars following in 2027. Ticket sites reportedly crashed within hours of pre-sales opening, right? 4 months before release. Hugh Jackman even showed up, in a video message, basically, joking about whether he and Ryan Reynolds even need to be in this, movie, with like 20-something heroes already confirmed. And no confirmation either way, but that's the level of chaos we're talking about here, right? And this isn't like a trailer flexing of like any action choreography, right? It's Marvel, flexing control of the narrative again, after years of people, saying they just lost it completely, right? And now here's, where it gets interesting, right? Because minutes after that trailer, on the same stage, Marvel dropped something that looked completely unrelated. They dropped VisionQuest. VisionQuest is basically like the third chapter of the story, that started with WandaVision, right? And then continued through like Agatha all along, right? Paul Bettany's White Vision is like trying to figure out what he actually is now, like after everything that's happened, right? And it premieres on October 14th on Disney Plus. But here's the part, that should have been the headline on its own. Ultron is back. James Spader in human form, fully reprising the role. And he's not walking in alone, right? There's Jarvis, Friday, Edith, and even Dumb E and You. Basically every AI Tony Stark ever built shows up in human form, all living inside Vision's head, right? Tommy Maximoff, also known as Speed, ends up on the run with Vision, which tells you that this isn't like just a quiet character study. Spader described it on the stage as basically figuring out, humanity together with Vision, basically. And why does that actually matter, right? Because the entire show is built on one question. What makes something real or human or even worth trusting when it was never born, only built? Put that next to a movie about a man in a metal mask who thinks he's saving the world by ruling it, and that stops looking like a coincidence, right? Doom and Ultron are asking the same question from two completely different directions, right? One decided control makes him a god, the other is still trying to figure out if he even deserves to exist at all, right? Running that identity crisis through your villain and through your sympathetic AI in the same year, like right before your biggest crossover ever, is not an accident. Like that's design, right? And here then there's like the announcement almost nobody saw coming in this exact shape, which is like Marvel finally confirmed the core cast of their first mainline X-Men films, right? Jake Schreier, the director behind Thunderbolts, right, is running the show. Sadie Sink is officially Jean Grey, right? And if you watch Spider-Man Brand New Day, you already met her, right? Adam Driver is playing Mr. Sinister. The release date is May 2028, and that's like far away, but the casting isn't actually the headline here, right? Headline is that Marvel just confirmed in public on stage that the mutant storyline they plan in Brand New Day wasn't a one-off tease to sell a movie, right? It's a fully greenlit, multi-year commitment they're already, building towards, right? Remember Jean Grey's like psychic effects were like already on screen in like Brand New Day months before this cast really ever even happened, right? This isn't like Marvel testing the water anymore, right? This is like Marvel already like mid-swim, right? Let's look at like what actually happened in that 48-hour window, right? Doom proved through like marketing alone that no, he's unbeatable. Vision and Ultron are asking what's actually real and what deserves to survive. And then the X-Men just got confirmed as a permanent funded part of the MCU's future, right? Individually, like those are 3 trailers and a casting update, right? Together, they are Marvel actually telling you exactly how the next 5 years are structured. An unstoppable villain at the center, a fractured sense of identity holding the heroes together, and an entire mutant population about to walk onto the board right as the multiverse saga ends. And no, that's not coincidence. Like it's not just good marketing, right? That's a blueprint like laid out in public, in basically under 2 days, right? And if you haven't seen how this mutant storyline actually got planned in the first place, go back and like watch my Spider-Man Brand New Day breakdown, right? Where I reviewed, and that's where this entire basically thing started. And if this connected like some dots for you, hit subscribe, drop a like, leave a comment down below. I want to know, like, out of everything we just covered, like which reveal actually has you the most hyped? Doom's Sentinels, Ultron's return, or the X-Men cast? Let me know down in the comments down below. And so this is 3 Talks. See you in the next episode. Peace.